No, it's not going to work.
See?
My internet's a little.
Oh, are you frozen
good.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There we go.
Good afternoon. I'm so glad to see you ladies back again. We're doing an ownership with the principles of core alignment. And today we're going to be focusing on the H for honor. It's will be a very interesting topic. So I'm going to pass it over to Lynn to start the ball rolling.
Okay, I'm not sure. We got a little bit of feedback there, so we'll see how it goes. All right, well, welcome. Here we are again on August 1st. We've now passed through July and we're into the heat and the summer holidays. So we're going to be looking at honor today, and we're going to start with the question. And the question we're going to start with today is, what is a place that you have visited? So my name is Lynn. I'm in Calgary, Alberta. And a place that I have visited. Well, the first thing that pops up is Jasper National Park. It's it's in the Rocky Mountains, west of Calgary and north of Banff, and it's kind of hard to get to. It's a very long drive, but it's a place I've visited, and it's a very small town in the mountains, and there's just this big bear that is like a statue of a bear. So there's lots of wildlife around there, and beautiful rivers and hot springs and mountains and hiking trails and camping. But that's a place that I have visited. How about you, Dawn Marie? Say your name, say where you are, and tell us a place that you have visited.
My name is Dawn Marie, and I'm from Sacramento, California. And the place that I visited was Costa Rica. I went on a Christian retreat, and it was I need cultural place that I'd ever been to. I mean, I've been to Jamaica, but to Costa Rica, it was just so tropical, and the food was amazing. The company that I was with was just, if I ever get a chance, that's where I'm going to live forever, in Costa Rica. It really touched my life.
Cool. Awesome. We just got a taste of it. How about you, Hattie Jane?
Well,
say your name, say where you are.
Thank you very much. My name's Hattie Jane Derricott. I live in Falls Church, Virginia, which is about 20 minutes from our national capital, Washington, D.C. And you mentioned the word honor.
Tell us a place that you have visited.
Well, it's because the place that came up was Arlington Cemetery. And it was to visit the graves of my mother and my father. And one of the things in Arlington is that if you are interned as a military individual, or as if you're interned, that your spouse may be interned with you. And so
very unstable internet.
They were rejoined again there.
All right, Lorraine, are you able to go?
Well, yes, I'm Lorraine. I'm in British Columbia, enjoying a cooler day. And a place where I have visited, I visited a lot of places, but what would be the most outstanding place?
First thought, last thought. Just go with the first thing that comes up.
Well, of course, I think that I come up with North Carolina, in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Of course, that's where my son lives, and that's it's always been there. And he lives in a eco village. Lives group of people that live off the land, and he's an organic farmer, and it's just very earthy down there, and it's always very. It really brings you, grounds you, because he's there's just so much there. You can walk barefoot if you want, and so it's a place called Black Mountain, full circle trail, family farm, in North Carolina.
Awesome. Yes, it is.
So my internet's a little unstable, and I don't know what else I can do with it. Can you hear
It's
me?
neat to think about the places. And so I would say that you don't need to worry about it. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is it breaking up for you?
Yes.
Okay, because it's coming through very clear here. So I don't know how about you,
That's
Hattie
good.
Jane?
If it's recording okay, that's good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I wanted to share just the principle of core alignment. And one of the practices is that to go with the first thing that comes up. And so when I answer a question, especially the opening question is always a question that anyone, anywhere, anytime can answer. And the intention of that question is actually to help relax the subconscious and relax the body and just relax the container that we're creating together. And going with the first thing that pops up is off, rather than, I know for myself, when I've been given an opening question, especially if I'm listening to other people, I all of a sudden start to associate in to what they're talking about. And then I change my, my plan kind of thing. So one of the principles is to take the question, like ask that question out loud. What is a place that I've visited? And then go with the first thing that pops up. Like I would have never remembered Jasper. I would have thought of some other place that I have visited in the past, but there's something about the intuition that comes through when we just go with first thought, best thought, no thought. And so that's one of the little tidbits of the core alignment principles and practices. So we are here, we're going to be speaking about honor. And honor is a big subject. It is one of what they call one of the virtues of the 5 levels of intimacy in relationship. And those 5 levels of intimacy are honor, trust, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability. And so honor is to treat somebody with regard without judgment. And they are. So what does honor mean to you, Hattie Jane?
It's well, it's one of those words that you don't think about that much until you're asked, and you go, "Ooh, well, what is that?" And I think, as I mentioned, my parents, well, I honor thy mother and thy father. That's what we're taught. Honor your your commitments to whatever you've said you would do. Honor yourself to being yourself the best you can be. And that is a work in progress all the time.
Indeed, it is. And it is. It's like honoring, yeah, or honoring commitments and honoring where we've come from, honoring, our parents, our grandparents, our lineage, our ancestors. And honor, yeah. Really has to do with myself. So how about you, Don Marie? What tell us about you and honor?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was my pastor, but then I thought about my principal when I was working. He was of Hmong descent, and he was just the kindest man. And so I learned just working with him for about 10 years that honor meant to be respectable to others, to honor yourself, and to, be true to yourself. I always saw how he was so kind to people, and I just really respected that about him. And I thought, that's an attribute that I really want to replicate in myself, being kind and, no judgment against a person or the color or anything like that. Just being kind and loving, I guess, in the way that God created us. To walk in love.
Hey,
Are you
welcome back.
Welcome back. Okay. Are you
The
there?
recording is still in progress.
Because I was kicked out. I had to switch and.
No, recording is still in progress, Lorraine.
Okay.
So we're with you. We waited.
I wasn't
In
here.
fact, it's your turn.
It's your turn.
It's my
Tell
turn.
us
Yeah.
about honor
Well,
for you.
my honor. Right at the moment, I wish I could honor the internet.
You are. You're here.
You made it happen.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just. Anyway. Yes. Yeah. I think what everybody has said. It certainly starting with yourself. And I think if you're true to yourself, and you're true to you have to start there, and of course you honor the people that you've up with and you associated with, and it just makes you feel better. It feels good. You really ground yourself when you have that honor in your forefront of your thinking, and I think it really softens the tone of relationships too.
Yeah. Well, that it is. It's that kindness. It's that respect, self-respect. When I think of honor, I think of so many things. It's often, especially in significant relationships, I'll speak for that, it's easy to discount the other because of the interrelatedness that's always happening. And I think that's where honoring myself, anytime that I have honored myself in it, makes my relationship that much better. And that that I'm spending time with. So what does it mean, do you think, to be true to yourself, Lorraine?
What do I think that be true to myself? It just makes you feel good, and it brings you down to earth. You're not living a false life. You're not deceiving anybody. You're not deceiving yourself, and it's just a very good feeling. It just brings you more peace of mind.
How about you, Dawn Marie?
Being true to myself. I think just, when you say that you're going to do something, then do it. And I really, really try and walk in integrity with the words that I speak speak out of my mouth. If I'm going to tell you that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. I'm going to represent. I'm going to be my best self because I told you that I would show up. And so I think that's really important, that for me, just recognizing that, you know, if I tell you that I'm going to do something, you can bank on that. I'm going to do it because I said I would do it. So I want you to be able to depend on me and to know that you said it, so you're going to come forth with it. On Saturday, I had an opportunity to kind of back out of a situation, but I thought, you know, I told her I'm going to call her and I'm going to make it happen. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, how is this conversation gonna go? What am I going to say? Conversation. I was able to get to know her in a different light. And I think that it made a relationship between her and I become even more solid, if you will, because she was so appreciative of the fact that I made the effort and called her. So, you know, just standing up and doing and saying that what you're going to do and following through with it is so valuable.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Remind me of the question.
Well, when you think of honor and being true to yourself, so how, you know, what is it like to be true to yourself, and what does that mean to you? And
That's something I'm working on learning, because I have the richness of having a number of years that I've been on earth, and I have the richness of having enough situation where there's just me to be responsible to intimately. So I can be aware in many times that I have felt that I should be such and such because of the circumstances, because of the time of life, because of the necessities to keep my commitments. But there have been stretches and difficulties in that, some of which I hold myself rather disappointed. And I couldn't do all I thought I would be able to do, or how I did it wasn't the way I wanted to be able to do it. And so it's like being able to honor that I am a work in progress and keep the best of the best, but acknowledge the other little kind of things that didn't feel comfortable to me, didn't feel like that's the way I wanted to be. No matter what other folks thought, but to honor it and then find a way to get some momentum behind it. Because it would be like great we're getting to talk because of COVID has sent us all to Zoom and in what we're involved with, and the wonderful leadership of Lorraine. But outside, person to person, well, that's a different world for me, because I'm out of practice. I'm out of a context. I was always in a job format, so people would see me in certain roles or certain ways. I no longer have that same role. So now finding myself as I am now and developing it. And I don't know if that answers the question or not, but
no, it's true. It's like that's that being true to yourself. It's like you said, it's like that work in progress, and here's real life, you know, real life events that have taken place and changes that go on as a result of events, and then knowing, you know, that I might set out to have a certain idea of how I want things to go, but then they might not go that way, and I have to adjust it, right? I have to go, okay, well, if I really honor myself, I'm not going to do it that way, or that's not, you know, what I thought I could do. Or, and to me, I think honoring myself is knowing when it's like I can cancel a cycle if it doesn't fit. I can cancel something if I haven't been honoring myself. And I think when I think of being true to myself, there's a skill maybe like to my word, And sometimes showing up for what I say is the very thing that needs to happen, because I might feel uncomfortable about it. I might say no, but really, how do I honor myself in what I actually said I'm going to show up for? And when do I do that? And so when I think of being true to ourselves, honoring ourselves, or honoring myself, it's like, when is the time? Is this, I think we all have something that turns us on in life that we're obviously called to be in, similar to like Lorraine with, you organizing these Zooms and just being a leader in your field. And Dawn Marie with what you're doing in life, the people that you're assisting, and just building. I mean, I guess because everyone is in NICAN here, it's like committing to those 5 pillars of health, really. Now, to me, that philosophy is so it's broad in its spectrum. It doesn't necessarily need. It is under NICAN, but it's very broad in its spectrum, right? And anyway, so
Yes.
there she is.
Yes.
There
Yes.
she is.
Yes. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity, because it gives us an opportunity to practice.
That's right, exactly. We're honoring the space and holding it for
Yes.
you, Lorraine.
I'm just bouncing from my phone to my computer, and so I'm glad I come back.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to hear the recording.
How about you, Hattie Jane?
Well, part of which is the struggle to honor my commitment to myself to be a big part of the big picture of where I see both my income potential and because it can help people, and it can help my society, and it can help all across the board. So, but I find dipping my toe with the choir. I'm getting very, very comfortable. Choir, hello there. But with strangers, no. But I realize also part of it is, as I came up in conversation a little while earlier, that I'm used to having a role. I'm used to being a professional in some area. I'm used to being a such and such in some area. I'm used to having that role as my structure, a role as sharing a product line that is new to many people and which I feel passionate, but they have the brightest idea what it is, and they maybe not like it anyway, and think I'm a little crazy little lady by this time anyhow. Well, okay, accept that and enjoy it and find a way to make it work for me. So I'll let y'all know next week.
That's so awesome. Awesome. Until we talk again. Are you here?
You
Can you
asked
hear
me,
us?
can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
What?
What will you take with you that will support you until we talk again?
What? Almost I've been on a trip here. What will support me that until we talk again is just the pleasure of discussing areas in your life that things change as you pass through life, and recognizing that, and you have to honor every moment of your time that you've spent dealing with your life circumstances. And so I think I'll take that away from till we talk again.
Mm, awesome. What I will take with me from this conversation that will support me. Well, I kind of take away this idea of honoring the space that we've created, although it might have been created through unusual circumstances, but what else? I honor myself as you guys honor yourselves, doing, rippling out to the people that you're putting your attention on, and just how we honor the space through Zoom, and trust that we all receive what we need, and our needs are met. So what will you take with you that will support you for the rest of your life, Lorraine?
Well, what will I take you to support me the rest of my life is the appreciation of being able to zero in on different aspects that really support who you are, who I am at the moment, and carry me through with really not anticipation but excitement to see where else, how far it will take me. And I appreciate everything that I've experienced. So I think that's what I'll take. I think looking forward to the future.
Awesome. How about you, Hattie Jane? For the rest of your life, what will you take with you?
The experience of our calls and the gratitude that is brought in, and excited about the future.
Yay! Marie?
Well, I think I'll take the fact that, it's okay that if something doesn't go the way I think it's supposed to go in my head, but still participate in it and see what that outcome is going to be. Because I mentioned this in the past. I think the biggest thing that I find is, getting that chatter out of my head to try to talk me out of participating in something. And when I fully show up and participate, there's some amazing benefits that come out of that. So I'm continue
The space that these calls are still here.
yes. Yes.
And all right. Well, thank you all.
Well, yeah, thank you for sticking this out. And I don't know what the recording is going to be like. I'll just
It'll be fun to watch.